You know, the other day, I got to thinking about YouTube monetization, and is it all it's cracked up to be? Let's find out. So, the thoughts and suggestions in this video are mine and mine alone. I am not a financial expert. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about YouTube and monetization, and is it really worth it in the long run, okay? I had 3 YouTube channels, and all 3 of them were monetized last year in 2024, different times of the year though. I got to thinking about some things, especially since I'm retired, okay, and I don't plan on going back to work or earning any income. One of the things to consider about YouTube monetization is you will get a 1099 from Google AdSense at the end of the year. I got mine, okay, and my monetization time frame last year was very short. Anyways, my 1099 reported about $1,300 in income. Now, according to the government, okay, that kind of income is considered self-employment, okay? With self-employment comes self-employment tax, okay? Now, I can speak on this subject just a little bit because there was a time in my life that I was self-employed and I had to pay self-employment tax. It was a pain in the butt, okay? I did not have a regular job at the time, and all my earnings from construction, okay, were self-employment tax, okay? I worked for other contractors, and when I did, they would give me a 1099 at the end of the year, and I would have to claim that on my taxes and pay taxes on that income. Now, there are ways around some of it, okay? And one of the ways around some of it is you can write off certain expenses if you're self-employed. Now, those certain expenses can be home office expense. It can be anything. There's a lot of categories, okay? And some of that is hard to deal with, like home office expense. I never did the home office expense because it was a pain in the butt to keep up with, and it was more likely that you would get audited if you did claim the home office expense. But some of the things that I would claim would be tools, power tools that I could write off, those kind of things. So when you got a YouTube channel and you're getting self-employment income through a 1099 and you're on Social Security and you don't have a regular job, this can be a pain in the butt, okay? Now, I suppose I could take some of my expenses for running a YouTube channel and write them off, like if I had to buy a new computer, but then I have to prove that I'm using that computer only for my business. If you're using it partly personal and partly for your business, then you can only take a percentage of it. You know, same with camera gear, okay? If you buy camera gear and you think you're going to write that off on your YouTube channel, 1099, think again, okay? You're probably going to have the same problem. You're going to have to take a percentage of it because sometimes you're going to use that for personal use. Personal use and employment stuff like that has to be kept separate. Now, I was self-employed for a lot of years, okay, probably 10, 15 years, and I was so glad when I finally stopped doing that job and I was able to get a real job. And what I mean by a real job is a job that actually holds out federal income tax and Social Security tax and all that. So I was able to do that for the last 15 years. At that point, I was so happy to get rid of my so-called business, okay? Now, along with self-employment, some places, and I know I should have, require you to get a business license. And if you do, then if you make any income from your own projects, let's say you go out and you get a job on your own building a deck for somebody, and you get money for that, well, you're supposed to claim that as income and pay income tax on that. So as you can see, it's a lot of work to keep up with, okay? And I'm not too sure that I really want to do that, okay? Now, I had a thing last year that happened to me on 2 of the channels that had just got monetized, and basically something happened to the channels and I lost access to the channels. I lost the channels, therefore I lost my monetization from them 2 channels. So I'm down to 1 channel that is monetized, and that is my photography channel, okay? And the amount of traffic that's on there is minimal. If I collect, or if I earn, not collect, if I earn $25 or $30 a month in AdSense revenue, then that's a really good month for me. So, you know, that amount of income is not going to really hurt me this year. I am not too sure that I want to get any more channels that are monetized and that are successful, okay? Because I really don't want to get into the hassle of paying employment tax and keeping up with expenses and all that. Like I said, I did that a number of years ago and it was not much fun at all. So my message is to you. Now, I may be wrong about all this and you can dispute that in the comments, okay? But look it up for yourself. I'm just telling you what I go by, what I know. But you need to ask yourself this question: is the monetization carrot really worth it on YouTube, okay? Especially if you're successful. I heard that if you, I can't remember what the percentage is, but if you're really successful, if you're making $10,000, $20,000 a year on a YouTube channel, I heard that the government will take, I think it was 15% right off the top, okay? So, and then another thing too, if you're making over a certain dollar amount every month, and I forget what the threshold is, you can look it up. I don't have access to do that right now, but there is a threshold where you have to pay your taxes quarterly. You can't wait till the end of the year. You have to pay every quarter. So again, that's a pain in the butt. And I believe if you check into it, you're going to have some kind of business license if you get into this situation. Now, there are a bunch of YouTube channels out there making a lot more money than I was making, and I'm sure that that's their business. So they're considered self-employed individuals, which is fine if that's the only thing they're doing. But for me, being on Social Security, I don't want to screw things up, okay? And I don't want to have to pay taxes on my Social Security if I make too much money. There is still a threshold for that, and I believe if you're married filing jointly, it's I want to say it's $32,000 a year, and after that they start taxing your Social Security. I didn't know that. Anyways, after watching this video, this is food for thought, is all it is, okay? I'm not an expert in any of this. I don't purport to be. I'm just telling you what I kind of was thinking about the other day and really what I kind of know, okay? I guess one of the reasons that I have my 3 YouTube channels, at least 2 of them that are personal to me, is because I love doing videos. They're fun to do, okay? So that's why I keep doing it. I really don't care if I get monetized on those channels again. I really don't. And I'll leave the monetization in place on my photography channel. It takes so long to get there. I've been doing my photography channel for 2.5 years. I got 1,600 plus subscribers. I do have the watch hours, but it's hard. It's really hard. And sometimes it's frustrating when you're sitting there at home and you're trying to think of content and you're not being, you got like a writer's block or something, okay? And you can't really come up with content, and you get a little depressed. I think YouTube channels can make you depressed. Anyways, my name's Ron, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya.